I ngā mana, i ngā reo, i ngā karanga maha o te motu. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Tēnā koutou kua tai mai ki tēnei wāhanga o tātou. Hei tuku whakamoimiti, hei tuku aroha hoki ki tō tātou kaihanga i tēnei pō. Nō reira, i runga i tēnā nau mai, hara mai, whakatau mai ki Wanganui i tēnei o tō tātou hōtaka o tira tō tātou wāhanga o te Karakia. Kia ora everyone, welcome to Karakia o te Ahiahi Po. So nice to see everyone here today. I hope you had a beautiful weekend. It was such a beautiful day today. I just had a whole heap of things happen this morning to tonight, and the sun was just beaming all day, and it was such a beautiful time. And as we, I'll just wait for a few more people to join us tonight. So Kingi is having a rest tonight and celebrating, actually. They're celebrating his test results from his MRI that came back, and it was all good news. So we're very thankful for people's prayers of healing and support for Kingi during this time. And it's just those small gestures of awhi and tautoko that I know that Kingi appreciates. And it's especially during this sort of time where we can just come together as a whānau and just acknowledge each other. So, yes, what a beautiful time that we can just share life and just share the aroha from everybody. So thank you, whānau, for joining us tonight. And I know Kingi appreciates everyone's aroha that you've been showing towards him. And of course, Wendy as well. So ka pai to Kingi. Congratulations on the awesome results from your hauora. And we just pray that you continue to find strength and healing as you continue this journey, as you continue to do physio, and as you continue just to be surrounded by so many positive people. And I think that's what brings us to our kaupapa kōrero tonight. And before we do that, we'll just open our night with a karakia. So, me inui tātou. E pā te atua ka inui atu ki a koe, kia tukua mai tō wairua tapu, kia tau waitorangi Māori, ki runga i tēnei o tō tātou pō, o tira i Wanganui ngā whānau, i ngā kāinga huri rauna i tēnei mea te ipurangi. Nō reira, i tō tātou matua i te rangi, homai tō kaha, homai tō aroha, o tira homai tō ringa pā ki roto i tēnei tuahuatanga o te pō. Ka tukuna tēnei whakamoimiti ki a koe i roto i tō ingoa tapu, ake. Āmene. So, yeah, there's a whole heap of things that have been just happening over the last couple of weeks or even months. And it's just a time of change. And I've been loving the Maramataka Māori, and I've been following, her name is Hini. Anyway, beautiful kōrero, and there's some beautiful stuff that is coming out in Te Ao Māori, and the hononga between Karakia Tāwhito and then Karakia of the different dominations that you come from, maybe Christianity or Catholics or whatever. There's some similarities on the things that we continue to do, and some of those things we don't identify until we actually do it. And the most common thing that came to mind was today I went to go do a tangihana out at Mauria, at Te Tākina, for Manukura and Roger Huriwai. And just being in the presence of whānau, but being in the presence of hurt or people that need comfort, you draw on each other to help support you through this journey. And that was part of the koho that I shared this morning with the whānau was that, during these times, we tend to find it really hard to find some comfort in, especially during death. But there's a thing that we continually do, and it's just normal for us, and that's to love on each other, and just not just during tangihana. It should be a daily occurrence. And yet we've had so many things that have happened, and he mihi tēnei tuatahi kia koutou katoa. And so we don't know what's happening in the world or what's happening in the backyards of people these days. But there are things that we can control, and that's ourselves. And it doesn't go astray when you can just show a little bit of aroha, a little bit of kindness, but just a little bit of compassion towards each other, not just when it's convenient for you and I, but we should be doing it daily. These are some of the things that our young people look up to us for. They find ways of how we can be together, or find ways where we can show how much we care for each other. And our kids pick up so many things, and it's sad sometimes that they pick up on the negativity first before the compassion or the aroha. And so it's just a food for thought, as I was talking about, how we can be supportive of each other, not when it's tangihana or when it's you're going through a trauma or something that's happening to you. And that it should be on a daily occurrence. And the other part of it too is that, how many times do we say thank you? So as most of you know, I've been on this rongoa journey. I call it rongoa as it's a sense of ownership to myself during this time. And the illness, it takes its toll on you. You get tired and you feel lethargic and nauseous and stuff like that, and through all the treatments that you can get. And people that are going through treatment totally understand the kōrero that's coming out tonight. But it's about, let's not just wait for people to be on death row or people to have a bit of hardship to show compassion and aroha. We should be doing it on a daily. It should be just one of those things that it's an instant thing that we do day in and day out. And so I'm very thankful for the journey. And I've always told my physicians, especially my hematologist and my oncologist, they always look at me and they go, "You're looking really good today." And I was going, "Oh yeah, I'm always looking good." I said, that's one of the best things that I can do. If I can get up, do my hair, and do my face and stuff like that, I'm fine. I can fake it to make it. But I also tell them that there's two things that keep me going, and these two things don't require a prescription from your doctor. These two things don't require much energy or money. What they do require is your time and your dedication. And these two things I told them, first one is my faith. My faith in that there's power in the name of the might highest God, whoever that may be for you. And then the second part is whānau. So everyone that I have a relationship with, You know, they're part of this whānau or this rongoa journey for me. And it's always one of those things that I always have at the back of my mind. You know, there's always someone worse off than me. You know, I always have this in the back of my mind and I always say it to myself. But then I always say the things that I, what keeps me going is like doing these sort of things, like going to tangihana and doing funeral services for whānau and being surrounded by whānau to offer just that little bit of hope and support during this time when, people are finding it hard. And so during that time, when I'm talking to my physicians and telling them these stories, they go, "Well, we wish that all of our patients were um, as good as you are." And I said, "Then you won't then you won't have a job if everyone was like me." But in saying that, it just brought that little bit of hope that, there's always other things that we can do. May it be rongoa Māori, kumarahau, kawa bums, whatever works for you, and whatever that journey is for you. Who else can say that it's not right? And I take my hat off to all of our whānau back in the 80s that fought for the Tohunga Suppression Act to be, you know, so that rongoa practices could happen. And back in 82, when our reo was thriving because was dying, but now we can thrive in our reo, and now most of our classes are taken up, and there's not enough classes to go around because people are wanting to learn te reo Māori. And so some of these sort of things that you sit back and you reflect on have a huge impact in the bigger picture. And so, yeah, I just want to say a big thank you. A big thank you to all of you that continue to help and support people that are sick, people that have just lost their loved ones, but people that go out of their way to help support iwi, hapu, whānau, through anything that they're going through. And a big thank you must go to all our health professionals, from the caregivers to the nurses, to the doctors, to the receptionists. I don't know how many times our receptionists get so many slack or abuse, and it's unnecessary. And in saying that, one of the biggest things that I have ever, ever done was just to acknowledge that, somebody else just needs that little bit of afi and support on the way. Because the generosity of just a smile to some person may have just changed the mindset of that person's day completely. And so far, no, this is a time where we should be celebrating each other. And I know that there's been some hui that have been going on in our community that have brought so much tension and so much differences of opinions, and and there's a whole heap of things that are going on. But know this, know that you are loved and that there is a way forward for everybody. Just remember that sometimes our opinions are just opinions, but our aroha, our hononga, our kiri, the toto that runs through our veins, that's what keeps us together. And that should be the thing that keeps us together. And as we come together during this time, yep, mandates and stuff like that. And I need to talk about that too, is that, this is all new for us. All of this stuff around COVID, it's all new to everybody. And so the new thing about it is that no one knows how to deal with it or the roundabout way of doing things. But what we do know is that we need each other more so now than ever before. So, whānau, take this opportunity after tonight's karakia, to go and reach out to somebody that we have had a bit of a short temper with, maybe, or we haven't spoken to for a few weeks, hours, days, years, or even taking the time out just to acknowledge each other and share some love. Tomorrow, as we start this new week, and the new week that we start off with, let's start it off with something positive. Let's start it off with something that you really love. Let's start it off on the right foot. And, and all of these occasions that we go through, let's celebrate. Let's celebrate this time together. I've got this to finish us off tonight. I've got this text sent to me tonight, and it's called "To a Friend for Being There from My Thank You Site," and it goes like this: In hard times that seem to have no end, nothing beats the thoughtfulness of an extraordinary friend. Your kind heart and helping hand, along with patient listening and ability to understand, made a burden I thought impossible to bear fade into something conquerable because you were always there. And that was the discussion that we had tonight. It's about reaching out to a friend, whānau, taking this time to enjoy the many things that we have in life, the many things of people just still being here, celebrating life. We've had so many tangihana in the last month, 2 months. Some very influential people in our Māori realm. Even our own whanaunga over these last couple of days. Auntie Carol Schuster, Roger, that's this week and stuff. And then we've got all those whānau that are over in Australia during this time too. So kia kaha tātou. Kia kaha, kia maia, kia manoa nui. And take this time as we come together and come together in celebration of each other. May you have a restful sleep tonight, and may you be energized tomorrow to share the love, to share the aroha, to share you to the rest of the world. Nō reira koutou mā. I raro i tēnā, he mihi kaua tu au tēnei kia koutou katoa. A big thank you to all of our administrators on Karakia o te Ahiahi Po. And a big thank you to Kingi, who has continued to serve in this ministry for the last 2 years. Yeah, lockdown 2 years. And so, what an awesome time that we can come together and still have this platform to share with each other. Nō reira, me mutu pai mātou i te karakia. And a big thank you to Scotty for this karakia that we've always loved doing here on Karakia o te Ahiahi Po. Aiwana te rangi, aiwana te whenua, aiwana te ao katoa, aiwana te moe a te whānau, i roto i te māi, te matihere, me te mā ori ori e. Kia au, kia au, kia au te moe. Tēnā koutou, pōmari e.